ain't nobody ever fed me unicorn food. I always get the same food all these other kids eat. I'm told to eat it and like it. I don't like the taste. I don't like the culture. I don't like anything about it. I'm always told to do it this way. I didn't know they made food just for me. That's for me. Those are the people we actually want. Those are the people we actually want.
I'm a public health epidemiologist and anthropologist who helps communities and organizations understand how they're interacting with people and what type of change that they're making.
So mention Vedette's name and you get stars.
Hi, I'm Vedette Gavin. I am a public health researcher and strategist, and worked with Epigen on their ethos study.
Vedette for me was someone who is very clear, very conscious, is extremely highly capable as someone who can observe, pull out specific details, and then really give clarity and insight to what you're actually experiencing and seeing.
When you're trying to create systemic change, you have to be able to tell your story in numbers. The things that systems care about and the things that we can vote on are often things that we have to prove and quantify and measure to be able to describe how they're affecting people and to what end and what a change might look like. And so in studying public health at Ohio State, dug deeply into statistics, but then also went on to study public policy at the Harvard Kennedy School of Government.
Have you Googled Vedette? Like, just Google Vedette Gavin. You do that as an exercise. Google Vedette Gavin.
Studying people, studying populations, studying culture, call that anthropology. Studying the root causes of health or harm, and looking at that at a population level, we call that epidemiology. And so I'm a public health epidemiologist and anthropologist who helps communities and organizations understand how they're interacting with people and what type of change that they're making.
So when it came time for me and Terry to start to work together within Epigen, I wanted her to take what she had done for me at Key to Everything, the ethos study, and put that in practice here as well. Because I knew that I didn't want to start a new business relationship without that level of clarity and definition about what it means. How does my personality and Terry's personality and the other people at the time shine through in how we do business?
And so why did I work with Epigen? Because organizations are just groups of people doing work.
So every organizational issue, success, and failure, whatever it is, are people successes, failures, issues.
We did have an issue.
And that led to our ability to define that and really come together with a brand idea and a concept called Redefine Possible.
So as this company was launching and growing, the founders were really intentional about trying to recognize and document and quantify, right? Being a change management and technology company.
We started this journey to do things differently, to have a different experience, allow people to have different experiences. We wanted to redefine possible.
What's the lexicon? What's the language? How does it sound? How does it look? What do people say? What do we believe deep down that stands for the spirit of how this is going to work?
The ethos of the organization. What brings people together at this moment in time to do this work? What's the common vision that they hold? What are the common characteristics that they share? What's the experience of working at the company and or being a customer or client of the company? So as an anthropologist, it was a really fun and exciting opportunity to help the organization document and discover and distill its culture.
I keep seeing the word chaos. It wasn't chaos, but we hit a point where we both, I think, understood that what we were doing had to even evolve more.
As we started getting into the work, we found ourselves falling back into the roles that we've had before. So instead of chief executive, I was becoming more and more of a chief architect.
I was reverting back to old habits, attempting to get different results and have a different experience using the same behaviors.
And so we were getting away from our ability to redefine possible, and we were just going back to status quo.
And I want to be able to achieve things and dream about things and be inspired to do things that on a regular day, I might have questioned my ability to do. And I didn't want that. What got you here won't get you there. So we've hit a point where, to be honest, it's been a lot of deep reflection. And so we needed to really think about bringing in someone else who could take us from where we are to where we ultimately want to be.
My leadership style is strong in startups. When you move into growth mode, I think it's time to get a leader that will take you to that next level.
And it's deeper than that as well. There's spaces that we need to go into that I just don't have concept imagery for. Like I've never been exposed to it enough to even know how to dream about it. So that's the reality. We got into the process of searching for an executive search firm, and Vedette had reached out to everyone that she knew who she thought could be helpful. In business, you start to figure out that you need a ton of mentors, a lot of different advisors, and they made recommendations of different groups that we can work with. One in particular, I think we had some similarities in terms of like sort of leadership personalities. As we started to engage with that company more and more, I don't think we were a fit for them, and we didn't think that they were a fit for us. And so it put us in a tough place because obviously we were very frustrated. At this point, 4 or 5 months had already passed. We really had already wanted our CEO to be here, and we just couldn't even come to an answer with who we're gonna have search for our CEO. Whenever I get to that point, all of us have someone that we can call when you absolutely positively need something fixed, and you know there's the one person you can call who might have an answer. For me, that person eternally has always been, probably will always be, Ed Hopkins. What's good, man? We hit a point here where we were looking for just the right search firm to get us in the position to find the right CEO for our business and to help our business go in a different direction. Terry and I did as much as we could, with our own devices and our own resources. And finally, we'd gotten to a point where we were completely frustrated. And so I knew in that moment, of course, I was like, what do I do when I'm here? I'll call Ed. And as usual, everything changed after that. We finally found what we were looking for. And we got 2 names. We went through the 2 names. Vedette did her part. She vetted both of them. And once Desmond walked through his process of what Focus and Find was doing, I knew in that moment, that's what we need. The way that he approaches search, just the concept, and hopefully we talked to him so you'll hear it from him, but the concept of doing blind search. That's the senior capture person.
Yep.
What have you.
Yep.
We don't even get to know any demographic background about any of the candidates. They try to sanitize their resumes, their CVs, and their background as much as they can so that we don't bring any bias to our decision. None of our preconceived notions to how you can pick that person, that it's purely merit and culturally based on what we said we were looking for. And what comes out of that is the very best person, and once the curtain is pulled back, you see who it is.
We just gave you guys over 250 pages of information regarding these candidates. That's a lot of information on these people. And then there's even more information that we have that's not on paper.